Hey, good afternoon. It's Valerie from the Hollywood Times. I want to welcome my new friend Emmie. Hi, Emmie. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Valerie. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. My name
Good.
is Emmie Lichtenberg. I am a LA-based filmmaker, writer, director, producer. I do it all.
Yes, you do. And we're going to talk about your new film, Complicated Order.
Yes, we are.
I was just telling Emmy, she's on the film circuit as we've been talking to quite a few filmmakers lately on the Hollywood Times, and I met her real briefly at Outfest, and then HollyShorts Film Festival, and not knowing that I had seen the film, during the short festival at Outfest, so I got to see it twice. Lucky me, I really enjoyed it.
So
So
lucky. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's
I
there to be
guess
enjoyed. It's there to be enjoyed.
yes, absolutely. So that's what we're talking about today, and wow, did I identify with this story, even though it doesn't really describe my life totally. It's pretty funny. Relationships are difficult enough, at face value, they're difficult.
Absolutely.
But add in the 20s gluten-free, raw vegan versus the good old, carnivore. How did this little twist of lime become a certain theme of this film?
Yes, 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 yes. What do you mean twist of lime?
Well, the twists and turns. Does the writer have personal experience with this, or is this just a comedic device?
I do have some personal experience. I think that, at the sort of the inciting incident for our main character is that, she's been through this breakup and, we see her sort of in this depressive state. And, when going to go to her favorite food app delivery service on her phone to order, some comforting food in her time of need, accidentally orders the meal to the person's house who's actually just dumped her to her ex-girlfriend's house. And this is, I know that more and more as more people are seeing this film, they're coming up to me being like, oh my God, I ordered the wrong thing. Not as tragic as ordering it to your ex's house, your most recent ex who's just dumped you. That's pretty bad. But to, my boss's house, or my God, it's like I ordered it to my old apartment, all of these things. And I feel like it's becoming very much as universal of a rite of passage as a breakup. So is like embarrassingly ordering the wrong delivery, your delivery order to the wrong address. So, but yes, unfortunately, I am sort of guilty of doing that to an ex's house. I say, doing that, I was going through a breakup and I went to go order some food, and I was like doing my order, and I went to press, or I think I did press like submit order, and then I quickly realized that it was my ex's address still in there, and I was like, fuck, and I like canceled it right away, and I was like, oh my God. But that sort of got my wheels turning of like, ugh, what if that actually happened? Like, what would that feel like? What would that look like? And so that's sort of where it started from there. But it was, I think the sort of like, yes, that sort of thing of like ordering the wrong thing is also a comedic device in a lot of ways. It happened. It's a relatable comedic device. But I think there, sort of the the grief cycle of a breakup and everything, and sort of where the sort of necessary steps you have to take in order to get over someone or move on or sort of choose yourself, was really at the core of why I wanted to write this.
Well, it seems like everyone around Remy sees the truth of her relationship that she either doesn't see or is in denial about. Is it both?
Mm-hmm. I think it is both, because I think ultimately, like, this relationship and character, what she's going through, like, is very much sort of when you're in your 20s and you're starting to date people, you sort of think that because it's sort of, especially when you're in like, I think, or from my experience, when you're a queer person starting to date other queer people and you're, it's like you sort of are shown your entire life that like relationships solve everything, and like being in love is the greatest thing that could ever happen to you, which it can be at times. It can totally be at times, but only if you love yourself first and are okay with yourself. Otherwise, if you're not with the right person, like 9 times out of 10, it's going to go very badly for you, in the sense that like if you are needing someone else's validation and you're needing that other person too much, it's probably going to turn out that like you have blinders on because you just like want to be in a relationship and you want to be in love and you want this thing to fix you, or at least those have been my experiences in the past.
Gino's comments, starting off with starting off with, you echo park lesbians, always with the drama. Is there a significance to that comment? His analysis of Remy seems spot on, toxic dynamic. The roommate too has wonderful insight. You look like you're strangling her. Everyone but Remy sees it. Why is she insistent on making a round peg fit in a square hole, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is sort of, what I was just touching on. I mean, as you say, Gino says, Gino's more just, that's a joking thing of like, you echo park lesbians always with the drama. But then he says, like, with your anxious attachment style, I'm sure you're going to figure this out. And I think it's like, he reads her for filth in this way, as does her roommate and everything. It's that, it's more that like, she has to, learn these lessons for herself. And sometimes it can be really, really hard and really scary to go with your gut and be alone and find yourself in that way. And so I think that in this process of throughout the film, where she gets to is that she's finally like, okay, I'm ready. It might not be perfect. I might be scared, but I'm ready to, I finally see that like I can do things on my own and I can solve my own problems, and like I'm ready to step away from this. So, and it won't be perfect. It'll probably still be messy, but she's, ready to take that first step of like finally letting go. And I think that that can be really scary and hard, especially, when it's like easier, I think for Remy. A lot of the comments about from Remy's roommate is like her, like, the partners, the girlfriends, friend group being kind of pretentious and obnoxious, and Jane, sort of the ex, being sort of pretentious and obnoxious and being sort of like, I don't know, just not it. And sort of, but it's a community for Remy, it's like, it's this group of friends, it's this acceptance into this world and all of this kind of stuff. And I think that can be really enticing when you're still trying to figure your own shit out, to have someone be like, tell you who you are and tell you sort of what to do.
Sure. Well, Remy comes a full 180 from where she started when she realizes her relationship is indeed over and seeing Jane with another girl. Does Remy yeah. Does Remy see herself in the new girl as she overhears her while she noshes her pizza and offers her the advice she received from the roommate? And is it anger or acceptance that brings her to offer that advice?
I think that's a really good question. I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a little bit like, as you said, Remy, spoiler alert, by the time she's able to intercept the pizza from, and get there before she sort of like, in Remy's mind, makes this huge, like, embarrassing, not respecting Jane's boundaries by like all of these things. Jane's a vegan. There's a pizza going to her house. There's all these steaks for Remy. And she's able to actually physically intercept the delivery driver, played by the amazing Heather Matarazzo, at the door. But, at that point, she sees that Jane is not in the same depressive state that Remy's in. She's in fact having, sort of a daytime barbecue party kind of thing. And she's there with a new girl. And I think Remy at first is like, she sort of goes numb to it. And then once she sees that, once she sort of has this little interaction overhears, the new girlfriend sort of same insecurities that Remy was going through, she's really able to, that person's really a mirror for her. And she's really able to see herself for the first time and be like, whoa, this is sad. This girl is sad. This is sad. And like, I'm sad here. And this person has done this to both of us, and fuck this person. And then it really is, I think it is a bit of this like angry acceptance that she's like, fuck it, which you see at the end. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny. You must have read my mind, because I was just going to talk about Heather Matarazzo is honestly funny. How did she become involved, with this project?
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. It truly, like, it still blows my mind to this day, because, we shot this film back in March 2023. So not in the world, not very long ago. It was very crazy. I mean, of course, it's like in all filmmaking, from what I'm gathering, is that it's like, obviously I wrote this script not obviously, but like I wrote this script 2 years ago, and it's taken this long, and then it was like, suddenly we shot it in 2 days. And like, it's like, everything is so like long. And then all of a sudden it's very quick, and then it's like, then it's over. And now I'm here with you, doing festivals and press and everything. But like, so basically Heather became involved pretty early on, or not like pretty early on in the casting process. So we shot it in March, but we began casting it in late January, early February, or mid-January. But literally, like, when I was, in ringing in the new year of 2023, and I was sort of manifesting for the year, very woo-woo, whatever, Echo Park lesbians. But I wrote down, I was like, my manifestation that Heather, I was very grateful that Heather Matarazzo was in my film and played Trish, this role in my film. And I didn't know Heather. I didn't even know, I intuited in my brain and gut that she would be amazing in this role, and so funny. She's such an icon. Her films, Welcome to the Dollhouse, really shaped me growing up. And I was just like, it just was called to me. I was like, it would be really cool if she would do this. And I just really clung on to it, that she was going to do it, even though, again, like, I literally didn't know her. I didn't even have a casting director involved at this point. Like, I had no idea that was even possible. And and then when we got this amazing casting director, Kristi Lugo, on, she also produced and EP'd, because she's also an EP for us. Excuse me, when I say produced, she produced and cast and directed also Big Boys, which was also at Outfest, and I think won the audience award. So Kristi's amazing, and like super someone to like look out for in the casting and producing world. And she came on to the project to be our casting director, and later became an EP for us. But and basically I was sort of like sheepish to like, I really want to try and get Heather, thinking that she'd be like, that's insane, that's like crazy, like that's too sky high. And and Heather, like, she reached out to her, and it sort of just, things worked out. Perfect. So that was my very long-winded answer, but there is some magic in there.
I love the stories.
It's it's kind of a cool, like, we manifest, like, follow your dreams is what I'm saying.
Good. All right. Speaking of dreams, what's yours next?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm in the middle of writing the feature script for Complicated Order, because I really have the feature story that I want to tell. And so I'm writing the feature script, and waiting out this like very, very necessary double strike. I was working for a showrunner before the strike happened. And hopefully we'll get that band back together when we pick back up again. But I'm writing the feature script. I really want to make that into a feature. So, we'll be getting the financing down the road, or trying to, and everything. Follow your dreams, kids. It's possible. And, hopefully Just more writing and directing in the future. I have another short that I want to do, but I really want to see if we can get this feature done before I tackle my next thing, because my next thing is going to be a dark comedy horror. So
Right.
it'll be new, it'll be different for me.
Yay. Yay. Have you been to any horrors at HollyShorts?
I haven't yet. I haven't. It's been such a crazy, crazy time
Yeah.
this week in my personal life. And so I have not been able to get to the horror shorts, but I'm going to watch them online this
Yeah, they're
upcoming
still
week.
around a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit longer. Well, good. So how can our audience and viewers find you and your movies and your projects?
So yeah, you can follow me. My Instagram is Emmie's House, EMMIESHOUSE. And you can also follow the Complicated Order Film Instagram at Complicated Order Film. There we will post, when our next festival dates are coming up. We have a festival coming up in Florida, Stamped Festival in Pensacola, Florida, if anyone's there in that area. And then that's going to be in September. And then in November, we're going to be doing the Indianapolis LGBTQ Film Festival at the end of November. So check us out at Complicated Order Film on Instagram. And yeah, stay in touch, everyone, listeners.
Loving it. Loving it. All right. Well, you'll see me around over there at Hollywood and Highland. And
can't wait.
We're the Hollywood Times today, and our YouTube is the Hollywood Times Official. So thank you for your time, Emmie, and yay, I'm glad we're friends.
Me too. Thank you for doing this, Valerie. So cool.
Go swimming soon.
Yes, let's go swimming. We met in the pool at Outfest, which is
that's right.
Classic.
Fun stuff. All right. Have a great rest of your day and stay cool.
Stay cool. Bye.
Keep it up.